Compton, and today we're starting with a number talk, but maybe you noticed I wrote a number line behind me because usually in a classroom we'd have number lines to look at while we're doing a number talk, right? So you're solving mentally, but you also still have tools in your brain. Okay, so today we're going to start with 20 minus 15. All right, so I want you to think about your very best strategies for 20 minus 15. All right, this would be a good time to hit pause. All right, did you hit pause? I hope so. Okay, so we started with 20 and we take off 15. So I'm gonna guess that some of you are imagining things in your mind as we're doing number talks, right? So maybe you're thinking about your tools. This is a 10 and this is a 10. So together it makes 20, right? And maybe you thought, okay, well, if this is 20, I could remove a 10 and then remove 5 more. And that would be my answer because I took off 15. Woo! Can you see it? I took off 15. Boom, gone, out, goodbye. All right, so we would know that that would be 5. So the way that maybe some of you did that in your head was first you took off the 10 and then you took off the 5. So maybe you did 20 minus 10 is 10. And 10 minus the other 5 is 5. Remember that? We did. I'll show you again. It's always good to connect this to the tools. So 20 minus 10 was 10. And then we had 10 and we still had to take off the other 5. So we did boom. And then we had 5 left. Can you count them out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so maybe you thought about it like that. Or maybe some of you actually used the number line as a visual tool. So maybe you started at 20. So we start here. And we're taking off numbers. So we're actually hopping this way to the, what's that direction? To the left, right? We're going to the left. So if we start off at 20 and we take off 15, you might hop by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's the number we end at. Or maybe you thought to yourself, I don't want to take all the little hops. I want to try a bigger hop. So maybe you would take off a hop of those 10 and then 5 more. So maybe you could do 20 minus 10 is, woo, that was crazy hop. Minus 10 is 10. And then 10 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5 still gets us to 5. And all together we took off 15. So maybe you did that. Okay, let's try another one. I'm kind of curious to see what you're going to do for this one. I'm going to take off my hops on my number line because you can always use the number line again for the next problem, right? So let me get this all figured out. All right, here we go. Put that back on. Erase that. All right, we're good to go. 20 minus 14. All right, it's your turn to make sure you are thinking about your very best strategy. You can give your teacher a thumbs up when you're ready. And I'm going to step aside so you can hit pause. We're back. Okay, 20 minus 14. I'm going to guess that some of you said the answer was 4. And I'm going to guess that some of you said the answer was 6. So which one is it? Is it 4 or 6? I think some people said, well, 20 minus 15 is 5. So 20 minus 14 must be 1 less. So maybe they said that. And they said the answer would be 4. But then maybe somebody in the class goes, I want to push your thinking. I want to talk to you about that. Because 20 minus 14, well, 20 minus 15 got us here, right? But are we taking off one more or are we taking off one less? Taking off one less. So let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So since we took off one less, our answer is actually one more. So it's not 4, it's actually 6. Okay, so maybe that helped you figure it out. Or maybe you said, well, I know 20 minus 15 is 5, and I'm taking off one less. Oops, I wrote 15 instead of 5. Should look like that, 5. And then we'll add on the one that we didn't take off. So this one we didn't get taken off, right? So maybe you did it like that. Or maybe you use the tools in your mind, right? The 20, here's our 20, minus 14, so minus 10, minus 4 more. Whoa, I almost lost them. Leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we could represent what our moves that we just did. The 14 is made up of a 10 and a 4. 20 minus the 10 was 10. 10 minus 4 leaves us with 6. Any way you think about it, the answer is 6. All right, we've got a story about Dogman. All right, so here comes Dogman and the Manhattan Beach Library versus the Redondo Beach Library. All right, let's read it. The Manhattan Beach Library has Dogman books. It has more Dogman books than the Redondo Beach Library. How many Dogman books are at the Redondo Beach Library? All right, so let's see here. I think we need to see some numbers. We've got 21 and 15. We've got 51 and 15. And we've got 121 and 53. Make sure you have a good strategy for these numbers before you choose these numbers. All right, how many times do I tell you? All right, here we go. One more time. I'm going to think about it in my head. You think about it in your head. Make sure you make the picture. The Manhattan Beach Library has 21 Dogman books. Okay, imagine that in your mind. Big, huge Manhattan Beach Library overlooking the beautiful Pacific Ocean. They have 21 Dogman books. It has 15 more Dogman books than the Redondo Beach Library. How many Dogman books are at the Redondo Beach Library? Okay, so let's see. What do we know for sure in this story? Let's think about this. For sure we know the Manhattan Beach Library has 21 Dogman books. What else do we know that's for sure in the story? Maybe you said, we know for sure that the Redondo Beach Library has fewer Dogman books than the Manhattan Beach Library. They're actually going to have less. Okay, what else do we know for sure? We know for sure that there are 15 more Dogman books at the Manhattan Beach Library than at the Redondo Beach Library, right? So we can compare them. All right, so use that information. Use your tools and your number lines and your brains and your thinking caps. Grab your stuff and get started. I'll see you next time. Bye, kids.